and you're looking forward to the fireside chat part of things. Who's looking forward to all the cool things we have in stock? I'm quite hyped. I've seen everything. So, Eric, a fireside chat is basically we talk about things and showcase things for the future and see what you want. Well, see what things you would like. There's a bit of Q&A at the end mainly, but it's more or less us showing you things.
Yeah, we called it a fireside chat, but it's more of a quite a bit of a showcase for everyone. But there is, as Yeki said, a Q&A at the end for you to come up and ask anything that you've been wondering from us directly.
It will be selective on who comes up, unfortunately, because I'm not letting every person come up. So it will be chosen who's not going to be a pain in the backside. I know why you've covered them. What? I'm so confused. What? If I remember rightly, Neptune, I believe you were the first person in history to receive -1 votes. I don't know how it was possible, but that's what the form told me. What a nice drink. I can't check my DMs, unfortunately, at the moment because of everything I've got set up. So all DMs will have to wait till after the Community Awards. Why, Zen? Because you won 2 awards.
I do just want to say for the rest of the meeting, just so you know, the gods have decided to come down at the perfect time and make my internet lag the hell out. So if I turn into Optimus Prime or whatever for a second, then that is just unfortunate.
What we're actually saying is we're releasing the Optimus Prime update for Transformers RP. Got 1 minute left before we start, so it's final chance to go to the bathroom, have a break, or go and stick your head out some window, or go outside and touch some grass very quickly.
Do I currently sound like Optimus Prime?
Sound fine to me.
Oh, I guess it's just you that's lagging for me.
It might be that your
Everything's fine.
receiving is
Everything is
lagging,
fine.
but receiving from yourself, it sounds quite fine. I realise it's going to be a bit awkward for me to do this, but we get it working. So, now it is 25 minutes past, which means it is time for the fireside chat. If you've got a wireless headset and you're outside touching grass, run back quickly. As said, we're going to go through some bits. Sorry, I will apologise if my lisp starts acting up. If I need to repeat anything, just shout in chat and I'll repeat myself. We're going to move ahead and start with our first point of order of our showcase, which is for the GOC tactical suits, the tactical update for GOC that's been in limbo for quite a while, which has been developed by Kahlua, which has numerous points to it. But you have, I believe, there's 5 suits in total that you will be getting that are actual suits, not just someone modelled in something and scaled up to 10. You'll have your bronze suit, reality bending KTEs, red suit for environmental hazards, obviously used for any hazards like weight, any type of biological stuff, stops you from getting sick, I believe. And it also helps you find the people that are infected. Yellow suit is your heavy-duty armor, which will be used for the general operations and general combat. You have your orange suit, which is your ultra-heavy combat chassis. And some of you have already pointed out, saying Titanfall. Kind of like Titanfall, but not Titanfall. And the grey suit. The grey suit's going to be interesting to see how that works, to be honest, in RP and in the hands of the players. I don't doubt half of you will cause us trouble. But we'll see how it goes. So with this, I'm just going to quickly shimmy my Discord over to the left. And quickly change my screen. Bear with me a second. You can see my game, can't you? Hello? Yep, good. But GOC will be receiving a bit of rebalancing with this suit update. However, I'm going to show you the nice part of the update. Auburn, yeah, you can go ahead and post. Sorry, I can't thingy while you're poking me. But this is how it will be done. Suits will be called in by an orbital drop. You'll be able to set a small payload, medium, or a large, if you need to drop in multiple suits for any reason. As you can see, they all cost money. And you drag it and drop it into every part. It does duplicate it. Press clear. And I can call in one of every suit. If I select my position, double click here, confirm, and deploy payload. The pods are now deploying. Hopefully it comes in time. Hopefully. There we are. Titanfall has come. The others will drop in synchronous. Or asynchronous, should I say. There we are. And the other two, I'm trying to guess where they're going to land without crushing myself. Right, the other one will land right here. Now, with these pods, they are a danger to the user. So, for when you're opening these pods, I'm going to give you warning to everyone. Do not stand in front of the pods. If you do, it's going to be hilarious for everyone involved. Here is our perfect candidate. So I'm just going to go and open all of these quickly. There we go. Get rid of the doors. So this is the grey suit, if I believe rightly. Oh, it's gone. God damn it. It despawned in front of me. Take this one instead then. Which, if I remember rightly, this is the orange suit, if I remember rightly. I'm terrible with remembering the names of the suits, so I do apologise for a minute. Or bronze suit. Bronze, there we are. This one will... I believe this one just has... let me open up my notes. Sorry. Bronze suit is just basic reality bending, KTEs. Auburn, can you give yourself a reality bending swap? Hopefully that's right.
Hold on.
There we are. He's become a type green. There we are. So as you can see, there are halos for tracking reality benders based on their energy. Has the screen froze for everybody else, or has it come back up? Someone's saying it's froze, someone says it's back. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so as you can see, there is halos to help you understand that there are reality benders. I believe it goes through, I think it's like, got some short-range wall ESP, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember off my memory. It also changes as well, I think, for different things. Where's Auburn? Give him a moment to teleport. As you can see, different reality bending styles as well have different auras, which you can see. I'm just going to quickly walk behind a rock, 'cause I'm pretty sure this has some form of ESP. As you can see, I can now tell where Auburn is hiding if he is deciding to be a pain. And I believe the colour changes dependent on the type of person. Now I just need to remember what else there is. Brain. Sorry, I just need to pull up the suits because it's like when I'm doing it on top of my head. I'm gonna have to be a bit naughty and open up an admin menu after killing myself. So I'm sorry. But I don't think I can get the suits off any other way. Thank you, Urban. So you won't be able to access this, but got the name of it already.
Combat suits.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna give myself the red suit. So with this suit, this is specifically used for targeting infectious diseases and also scanning people. As you can see, that I'm scanning 049 and it says clean above his head. That's for identifying if they are sick with any illnesses, if they are hostiles, or potential people that may be infected with 008. It also, you see the red line at the bottom? Search for 008. There you go. So if we give it a moment, it's a little heads-up display of trying to see how close we are to 008. The suit in third person, I can happily throw that up. Don't have a bind, so I'm sorry. Probably should just get a camera, to be honest. Bear with me. Camera. I remember which one it is. There we are. So this is the red suit. There we are. The lighting isn't the best. I will just put a lamp down. More lamps. Wheel of lamps. There we are. And just get rid of that. And that doesn't do anything. Apparently cameras don't take lamps. I've learned something new today. I'll try
Maybe it's like because it's your lamp.
We'll try that instead. Nope. No, oh, no. No, it really doesn't like it. But we get the point. I've tried. Oh yeah, pack. Actually, that's a good share, thank you. I always forget pack exists. There we are.
You could just head over to the lobby if you wanted. Get better lighting.
There's also true. I should have probably done that. So we've got the red suit. Oh, I've undone a text screen accidentally. Whoops. Bear with me for the next one. Alvin, would you mind going into the yellow suit for me? As I think this will be better to show from the outside. Just use the admin menu to put yourself on it. So this is the yellow suit, and also you can see the party UI at the top as well that has just appeared. Anyone in a suit, you'll be able to track if they're dead or alive. So Auburn, would you mind activating your utility? As you can see, there is a power shield that will assist the yellow suit in battle. Heavy armor, essentially, and Auburn give me a pint bud. With that, that should provide also, I believe it comes with some other weapons. Kayla, can you confirm if you're in chat quickly? Yes, it comes with some other weapons. I can't remember which ones they are. I don't know if Auburn has.
I'm calling him in. I'm calling him in.
Okay. Oh, no. No. There we are. Ah, he's called in his weapons. So... Not the world model on that one's a bit tough. I believe this is the battle rifle, which does a bit, I think, a bit more of an stronger damage to everything else. If I remember right, I'm not remembering their names right. And some special weapons. So when Auburn gives it a fire. There are special weapons for GOC for their advanced armory. There we are. I nearly said armory. And then Auburn. That one is an AoE. It also picks up and pulls people closer together. So Auburn, would you mind going into the grey suit? May have to die. Unless you can just equip it. I've got to leave something, Snake, for everyone to see. So as you can see, we have the grey suit, which is used for infiltration and reconnaissance. And now, if Auburn would like to activate his ability. Gone. Wow. We've lost Auburn. Where has he gone? Oh, well, we see a bit of translucent. So we can see here that obviously it is translucent, so we can lose him. But when it comes to in stealth, so if they're stood still, you'll probably find it really hard to see them until they're running around. And when they're running around, you'll be able to spot them with ease. There are drawbacks to this, which, if there's any other questions about specifics, Kayla, I'm sure will be happy to answer. Now, I'm going to call upon our latest asset, straight from Command itself. The good old orange suit. I was going to call it down. Why did it pull me? Oh, it pulled me the suit.
Sorry, I took you out of your suit.
Oh. So with that, we have two turret types on the top. Missile and machine gun. I'm just going to deploy the mech himself. Titanfall, gentlemen. As you can see, it's equipped with 4 heavy-duty cannons, and it has a gun on top. The missile variant has a controllable missile, so it can be shot with G, and the machine gun is a automatic gun that will shoot at anyone that shoots at it. So if we get in the mech suit, you can see here it's got its own custom user interface and targeting heads-up display. As you can see, I can see Auburn. He has shot me. I don't think that. So he is now hostile and has been dropped by the turret on top. As you can see, there is, with the guns, you have different placement of the cannons, which impact you. If they get in your blind spot, you're not going to do much to them. And he's gone. Ripped his leg off and he's in the air. Now, you may have noticed something about the heads-up display. That there is a essentially a mech that's split into numerous pieces. What does that mean? It means that health is works a bit differently on this, and that you can actually remove their limbs. As you've got the arms, if you remove one of the arms, you've reduced its firepower by half. You remove its legs, you're reducing its movement capability. I think, unless it potentially destroys it, I'm not sure with that one. I'll wait for Kayla to shoot my arm off. Hopefully that should be destroyed. Is it destroyed? So give him a moment to destroy it. Still not destroyed. It's still orange. Need more ammo.
I ran out of ammo.
Gonna take a while. So whilst dealing with that though, these can be killed. They aren't overpowered. There we are. So if I hold my left trigger, I can't fire. So I'm holding my left click, I can't shoot out my left cannon. I can't fire my right. And with this as well, you can get out, and I believe other GOC members can get in it. Oh, he got dropped by the turret. Just no one saw that. With this, I'm going to say something that's going to make GOC very happy. I don't know why the blood does that on my screen. So for GOC, I'm going to make you very happy that this comes after the community awards and the fireside chat. There will be no restart needed to enable it. Now I'm going to take a move on to the next slide, which I will go back to the slide afterwards because it's probably better I just show you instead. So if I just walk to the GM plane. Now what is this we can see? Vehicles. Soon we will be releasing LVS. Going away from the old Symphys, slidey vehicles that don't go everywhere. And with this, there are a lot of changes that are coming through to it. Such as driving and handling on slopes has been improved. Easier to manage at lower tick rates for the server. Tank tracks now grip to the surface, and tanks can turn in place. So no more getting stuck in between two trees in a tank. Weapons have limited ammo, so NU7 can be happy that they can no longer get trapped in garage. Tanks have ammo types, armor piercing and heavy explosive. Sorry, high explosive, not heavy. There are new splash damage effects, working optics on some vehicles. There is a new armor system. There are weak points that can disable vehicles, i.e. engines, tracks, and wheels. For the people who love stopping cars, there will be spike strips. And I'm going to save the last point for last. As you can see, there are numerous vehicles for Chaos Insurgency. You've got the truck. I don't remember the names off them. The unarmed vehicle variant. You have a variant with a heavy machine gun top. There we are. You have the DTR as your main IFV. And then as your war fund, you have, I think it's the BTR 90, if I remember rightly. And you can use all of those. Oh, there are spike strips on the floor as well.
I do just want to say about all these vehicles, in case anyone's worried, we have spent a lot of time making sure that we get the content size down as much as possible. And if I am not mistaken, the content size of the new vehicles should actually be less than what we currently have, I think. So, if anything, it's going to be also an improvement there as well. We're not just adding in 10 billion gigabytes of things here.
Yeah, I do apologise that I can't read chat as well because I've got my slide open to give you reference what I'm mentioning. You have UN GOC vehicles with custom UN skins, courtesy of Kermit. So we can all congratulate Kermit for his hard work, because he has done the entire LVS system, along with Jacob assisting on the development side as well. So you have Humvees, truck with a 50 cal. Not truck, sorry, Humvee. Forgotten the name of this one. I think it's a Boxer?
Boxer.
Yes, the one. Lovely UN livery. And this will be your default vehicle. And then you have the Marder for your GOC War Fund, which has tow missiles.
No, it's like Puma.
Oh, Puma, sorry, not Marder. With regards to this one, I am going to say I'm pretty sure this doesn't fit in the GOC garage. I do apologise, but there's limitations by the size of the garage. And now moving on to the foundation vehicles. You obviously have the same truck. The trucks are universal. Humvees are obviously shared with the GOC as it's general military hardware. Same 50 caliber. You still have the same LAV. However, it is stronger and it has a meteor cannon. I love the sound of the cannons, the gun sound. Foundation, however, have expanded Warfund capability for NU7 being the armoured task force that they are. I believe this is the Marder. Can't remember the name of this vehicle. It's off the top of my head. I've lost.
Oh, this is a Striker.
There, Striker.
No, wait, no. This is... Which one is this?
I think it is a Striker.
Which one is this? Is it the Striker?
Yes.
God, I don't remember.
One of them's Striker, one of them's the Marder.
Yeah, it is the Striker. It's a Striker. It's a Striker.
And then we have the Leopard tank. NU7 finally getting their tank. I'm not going to stare down the barrel of the gun. That wouldn't be wise. Give it a fire, Robin.
No, you should get in and fire it yourself.
There we are. We'll hop into the second seat. As you can see, you can scroll between them, and you can change to AP and HE. You have a black steel machine gun. And armor piercing. You also have your own reticle when you zoom in as well. For better aiming. Now, the part that people have really been waiting for. We know there's a lot of people that really love civilian roleplay. So we have added a lot of new vehicles to civilians. We have cars, a new police car. We have just more cars, Scooby-Doo vehicle, an ambulance. A couple more vehicles. Now, Auburn, show them what they want to see.
How do I do it?
Depends on your buttons. Hop out.
I need to find it. Hold on. I need to find it. Hold on. If you have it bound, go.
I have it bound. Sirens. We've all been waiting for sirens. And light scenes.
That's actually.
And also for the Rangers. There we are. Now, I'm going to say, if your brother's sit outside any of the bases spamming the wee-woos, you're probably going to get shot. Just a one for that one. So what do we think of the LVS new vehicle armory? Are we all excited? Do you want to know when it's coming? I believe it'll be coming after restart tomorrow. We're just going to add a little bit more to finish off, and then it'll hopefully be coming tomorrow. You get to drive all these vehicles. Now, I'm going to move back to the... just check. Yeah, I'm going to move back to the slides. Bear with me.
And just as a note...
Oh, let me go back to Auburn. Yeah, go on, Auburn. Say your piece. Go on, Auburn.
Okay, my mic's not working again. To all the people that use it, specifically NU7, you have a training version of the tank, so you can practice without wasting the tank. So you can actually teach your people how to use it.
There you go. Now we move back to the Elvis vehicle system. So these are the key points of it. As I mentioned throughout the thing, there is also a new repair tool, so you're no longer going to see people running around with a grav gun, making really weird noises. They will actually have a dedicated tool. So I'm now going to move on to the next point, and it's moving into the next person speaking. So Vince, over to you.
Thank you. So, Site-9, where are we at? I'll just start off with whoever might not be aware of what Site-9 is. So, a long time ago now, we first announced Site-9 as the next project that we wanted to work on beyond Site-65. So we've got Site-65 now, which, I mean, now don't quote me here because I'm sure there's some sort of technicalities on what people say and how people should roleplay, but I would consider Site-65 as a semi-serious server or something like that. And the content's fairly, relaxed, and we let people have fun. With Site-9, we wanted to try to do a little bit more of a serious RP experience on a new map, a whole set of new content, and I mean, if you just asked me to give you a summary of what I thought Site-9 should be in one sentence, I would say it would be what Site-65 would have been if we had the time to make it originally, because when Site-65 was originally in development, we had a pretty short time frame to make it. So Site-9 is a new server that we want to release, and I'll just say it now, it's still in development. So I'm not here announcing Site-9's release. We are still developing it, but let me tell you about it. So everybody knows Site-9 development is taking longer than we anticipated originally. There's several reasons for that. We've had to take quite a long time off of development a year back for various reasons. So the time frame's been pushed a bit, and the general scope of it is just more than anyone thought. The map on its own is really huge, and a lot of work goes into it, and then the content as well. Lots of work goes into that. So we are still working on Site-9. I mean, if I was to tell you right now about the map, I would say it's about 70% done, and we're on track to having it finished in line with everything else on time at the same time. Basically, we aim to get basically everything done at a similar time. The map is making good progress. The content, we're in the middle of developing lots of big features for it. So there's lots of stuff we're working on, like logistics system. Some of you who've been looking at the teasers channel will already have seen some stuff about this, but we've got like logistics system, an armory system, a brand new computer system, which we'll be showing more of later today, character customization, new SCPs, all this stuff. And we're really well into development of all this stuff, but for various reasons, it's taking a lot longer than we thought. So we had to reevaluate a little bit, like what are we doing with the development here? Because we've got to be realistic. And our best idea was we will take something that, or not something, but lots of things that we're developing for Site-9, and we'll turn them into things that can also be added to Site-65 as soon as they're ready. So like, there's a lot of things we were working on originally for Site-9, which we've replanned, and now we want to add basically that stuff to Site-65 as soon as it's ready, instead of just adding it on Site-9 as its own content. So, if you could go to the next slide.
Yes.
That feature is SCP-31350. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's an SCP. How can this be a major feature? Well, it's more than just your average SCP. 31350 is a very largely scoped feature, and I will be honest, I have a little bit of a problem with overscoping literally every single thing that I touch. So it turned into something that was, reasonably scoped into something that is like very overscoped. But I think it's gonna be a really cool feature, and we decided to take this, and we're now working on it for Site-65 in its own style. So when it comes to Site-9 afterwards, it will be added in a different way. It won't be the same thing, but it will be in its own style. But we're working on it now for Site-65 actively, and it's the main thing that I'm developing every day. I've also got some other people to help me out with it and everything. So it's been in development for a lot of time now. If I was to say what this is supposed to be like, for any of you who were back in the server when we first added chemicals, and you understand how much of a big update Chemicals was to the server and how much of a major change that made to the gameplay, this is sort of supposed to be on the same scope as that. It's not supposed to interrupt with anything. Like, I'm going to be trying our best to make sure that the gameplay loops you're used to stay like intact, but the feature is going to be big enough to make a bigger an impact as big as Chemicals did when we first added it. So it's basically, it should be game changing in a lot of ways. So there's a little bit on the screen if you've been reading while I've been talking, but there's a little excerpt out of the SCP description from the well, we've made a little kind of wiki article for this because we also want to involve lore with this sort of thing. But there's a little summary there for you. I would just like to say before we talk any more about this, we want to add more lore and things for people who are interested in that kind of stuff to read. So we'll be posting some subsequent stuff for that after this meeting in the channels, which would be like the SCP description and a little wiki article for it. And I'd just like to give a quick thanks to Broda for helping out with developing that for us. And we'll be working more with him to make, and others as well, to make some more lore for this stuff, which should also involve some in-game features as well, linked with the lore. But anyway, before I talk more about this, I do believe on the next slide,
Yep.
we've got, yeah, so we're going to try to preview this. Now, we're going to do something we haven't tried before. We were thinking of the best way to show you a little video for this, and we're going to try something very complicated. We're going to use 2 social media platforms at the same time, which we haven't done. So you're just going to have to bear with us if this goes wrong. But what we're going to do is we're going to premiere a little YouTube video preview that we can all watch live together. And we'll give you the link and you'll just have to give me a minute to set that up. And also, I just want to say, before the video plays, YouTube plays this sort of intro sequence. And, you know, we picked the best one for it, but that's not actually part of the video. So,
I'll post the link in the...
yeah, so what we're going to
Fireside
do
chat
is...
condition.
Well, yeah, we're going to post the link in the information channel, which is on the left of Discord above the channel we're in right now. And right now, it should be a private video. And if you just give me a second, I will schedule a premiere for in a minute.
I'm pulling this. Am I pulling this one up? I just can't remember now. Or shall I just
Well,
leave it to...
it's up to you if you want to screen share the video or if you want everyone to just watch it separately. But let me just set the schedule. So it's 21:59 now. So 22:01.
You want me to refresh?
No, I haven't done it yet. I'm
Okay.
just setting up. Today, in 2 minutes. One minute timer.
I do apologize. It's a new medium of way we're trying to do it. Sorry.
Trust me, guys. We tried to screen share this and it kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah. I'll do it for anyone
Anyway,
who doesn't
try
want
now.
to do it.
All right. So everybody, if you could just go to the information channel, and there's where we're going to be premiering this video. So we will let it play through. It should just start the countdown in any minute now. And this is just a little preview of what we're trying to make. I think if you want to screen share this, Yeki, you can, because just in case anyone new comes in. But if you are currently here, I would recommend just watching on YouTube and muting the stream for just a second because the quality and all that. So we'll see. Oh, by the way, guys, while I get a chance to plug it, give the channel a subscribe, give it a like, hit that bell icon. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Is that still a thing? Yeah, hit the bell icon and press the one that tells you every single time we upload. Hell yeah, guys. Make this thing pop off. And after this, I hope that we might be able to use this YouTube channel a bit more and upload some more videos of like development updates. So it's actually worth subscribing because we might be uploading stuff in future.
Make sure to smash that like button, hit that bell to receive notifications.
Thanks, Alban. That was really hype. So it should be starting any second now, guys. Any second. Here we go. This is the YouTube intro section. So just wait. Yeah, just wait through this, then it will start.
I would advise for the best quality watching the YouTube video on its own rather than through my stream because the stream can get desynced.
Yeah,
But this
and
one's
make
got
sure you set it to
21.
2K quality, guys. Maximum immersion.
I only give you a 1080p because it's not in the actual video yet. It'll come up after the
Okay.
countdown is finished.
It does have a 1080p limit, so I'm whatever.
No, it's an actual video. No, it's only giving us 1080p. Lovely. I hate YouTube. There we go.
All right, I think everyone's play should have finished by now. So that's a quick look at 31350, which is the new SCP that's coming out. Which again, I'll say it again, it was originally supposed to be for Site-9, but we're going to be releasing this on Site-65 as soon as it's ready, and it won't be delayed by Site-9. You know, so Site-9 will still be in development, and but once this is ready, it will come out for Site-65. Just a couple of things to say. It seems like I uploaded the 1080p one instead of the 2K one. So if anybody, make sure you subscribe, because what I'll do is I'll upload the full quality version of that later if you want to see it in better quality. It was a little bit blurry there, but I'll upload the full quality one for you to look at later. For people who are thinking that the video doesn't show enough about the SCP, I only had a certain amount of time to get that ready, and at the end of this, we'll have a Q&A. So if you have any questions about like what's going to be going on in there or whatever, just wait for then, and you can ask that, and I'll tell you as much as I can. I don't want to reveal like everything, but if you take a look back at the Discord stream, we're back on the slides now. Just give me a second. I'm on the wrong slide. Okay, so yeah, what did we see there? I mean, it was fairly quick, but I'll give you a breakdown of what we actually saw, because this whole thing through and 350 is made up of lots of features that come together, and each one of them is a massive thing on its own. So firstly, we got the mesh editor. I think anyone who's been paying attention might have heard of that before. The mesh editor was used to build the entire bunker structure that was in that building there. The lighting and the building and the props and the looting containers and everything was done in that. We're going to be showing up more of that in a second, though, so I won't go on about it for too much. The terrain worlds is a system made specifically for 31350, which is basically an infinite terrain area. So that snowy area will actually extend on forever if you walk in any direction. Although in reality, in the game, due to gameplay mechanics limits, there'll be a limitation on how far you can realistically go. But technically, that goes on forever. And there'll be various points of interest, and what I call points of interest, but there'll be buildings or structures that spawn around the place that you can go into for various purposes. Again, I can't really talk too much about the details of that, but that's kind of the idea of the SCP. Obviously, the group of interest that you saw various logos of there is Anderson Robotics. So after this show, we'll post a bit more about it. If you look inside of the probably development showcase channels or teasers, perhaps we'll post extended lore about it, so you can read a little bit about what the idea is. We've got environment sounds. You may not consciously notice it, but we've got a new system that allows us to place 3D sounds all around the place. You know, light buzzing noises, vent noises, anything, and that really does increase the immersion. And the inventory, you can replay the video if you want to look more at it, but there was a little look at the new inventory. That system, again, is another example of one of the systems that was being made to Site-9 that will be added to Site-65 as soon as it's done, which will replace the env. Although it won't, we're going to try to make it so that the actual gameplay loop of using the inventory is the same. It's just we're updating the technology, basically. So it should be mostly the same inventory like experience, just a new one that allows for more things. So I mentioned the mesh editor. I would go on about it for a long time, but I think that just showing a video would be better. And I would have live streamed this, but I was a bit worried about my game crashing halfway through. So what I'll do is I'll hand it over to me, but from yesterday, and you can watch that on Yeti stream right now.
Make sure the audio is set. Happen.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a first look at the V1 Mesh Editor. So this is a new tool that's been in development, and it will be usable by GMs and super admins, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what you can do with it. So here I am in the menu. It may look a little bit intimidating at first, but if anybody has any previous experience with anything like Blender or Source 2, Hammer, or anything like that, you might pick up a few of the concepts here a bit quicker than someone else might. So what this tool basically allows you to do, first and foremost, is build meshes. So Here I am just kind of shaping the floor that it started off with as an example. So I've just made it wider there. You always start off with this plane in the middle and you can build off of it like this. This isn't supposed to be a tutorial. I'm not really going to go through everything in a way that you could learn to use this properly. I'm just going to show you kind of what's actually possible with it. If I go through my menu here, you can see a couple of the scenes that I've been working on. You may recognize some of them, but I have hidden most others that I've been working on. I don't want to spoil everything. But yeah, here you can see I can save my scenes and preview them. But I won't do that just yet. I'm just going to play around a little bit here to show you what you can do. So currently, GMs, when they're building things in game, they have to put down props and hundreds of props, and there's not very good lighting for them either. And with this, you can kind of level your builds up a little bit. So I'm just going to make a quick room and kind of show you what you might be able to do as a GM with this kind of thing. So I've just made this little simple kind of box shape, but there's not much to it yet, and it doesn't even collide with me. But if I go back into the editor very quickly, and I look at the settings that we have, firstly I can tell it to bake lighting on spawn, and also light other things dynamically when they're inside of it. So I'll just do that and spawn it in and show you what that looks like. Right, so you can see immediately, now it's got some lighting. It might not be the best, but I've literally just put down a light as a test. But I still fall through the floor, so I come back here and enable collisions, and then spawn it again. And I can walk around. And it's like an actual map. I just spawn in some sort of entity, for example, like here you can see this is being lit up as if it's actually in here. But we're not, we're actually in flat grass still, but you wouldn't really know. You can see that the lighting gets really dark and adjusts to what the actual room it's in looks like. Not perfect, but it's pretty convincing. There's still some obvious issues here like this. I mean, this is just me not actually setting this up properly yet. If I just quickly fix these sort of things and spawn it back in, you can kind of see the issues have gone away. So if you was to actually learn how to use this, you would be able to fix all these things that cause the lighting to not look right and make it look very good in the end. So what you can also do is you can put down props. Put down a couple of barrels. Spawn these, and here they are. But again, I can walk through these right now. So what this has is a system where you can actually give props physics by turning them server side, and then they'll show up in here as well. You can see that they've got a physics mesh now. If you want a client-sided thing, which would just be something decorative, well, this chair should have physics, but let's just say you don't want physics on this for whatever reason, this won't be on the server or lag the server out. It's just going to be drawn on clients. So now I can't walk through them, I can stand on it. Even got the metal noise, everything. You wouldn't really know that that wasn't a normal prop, except for the fact you can't move it. And this one still has no physics. There's also a few other entities that you can use, like doors, that used to be opening, and spawn it in. Now there's a door. Not looking too beautiful right now, but you can see how somebody could make something nice with this. So there's lots of other entities you can use. For sake of time, I'm not going to go through all of these, but what I will do is give you a quick look at an actual finished level. This is the spawn bunker from the 31350 demo. This is the exact same level that you saw in that video. Spawn it in real quick as well. And here it is, so you can see it's basically the same building. Now this obviously does look nice. It's been textured. It's got props all over the place, lights. So here we have the environment settings, which allows you to change the fog and edit post effects with bloom, color modify, tone mapping, all sorts of things. There's also a soundscape, so this will play the droning noise that you can hear in the background. There's also these 3D sounds, which I've just realized it's an annoying light noise playing right there. But you can see when I walk around, there's sounds coming from everything. We will be using this to develop actual content like 31350 and other things, but this will also be, almost all of these tools will be accessible to GMs. in the regular map for events and all sorts. So you might be thinking like, okay, I'm going to be using custom materials and models. Like, how does that work? Well, at the moment it's not working. This is in development, but it's one of the reasons we haven't managed to add it into the server yet for GMs to use. But once it's ready, the content that you use in your mesh will be uploaded and sent to the server and other users when you spawn this in. So you'll literally be able to use any materials or models you have on your own game, even if they're not in the server as content, and they'll show up fine. So you can see the door I showed you earlier, but actually in a proper place now. So I'll give you a quick look at how that would actually work in this scene. So I've got this lever, and there's an IO menu here. And this is very simple, but I can literally just say on lever down, door open, on lever up, door close. And in this room as well, I can actually find it. Oh, there it is. Here's a trigger, and this has some IO. Once everybody's left, it will bring the lever up, and then the door closes. And these are the loot boxes as well. So for the actual SCP area with the looting enabled in it, the buildings will have these loot containers spawning in them for you to collect things. However, obviously GMs won't actually be able to spawn them. That was like the one limitation. So I thought I'd show you one more scene that I've made, which you've already seen before today, just so that you can really see like what you can actually do with this. I did make this originally for the demo, but it kind of turned into a style which we're going to be using to build some actual enterable points of interest that you'll be able to go inside of 31350. This sort of dark metal red lighting, but this is actually what it looks like in the editor. So if I spawn this in game, you can see here it is. So this really is what it looks like in game, and I think it looks absolutely great. So that has been a first look at the CN Mesh Editor tools and the kind of things you can make with them. This will be coming to Site-65 as soon as it's ready. That is before 31350 will be releasing, but once all of the necessary things are finished with the Mesh Editor, I'll release it standalone. And if you are a GM, you'll be able to use it to make scenes with and make events with. And if you're not a GM, you should be looking forward to some really cool stuff. So thanks everyone for watching.
I think what he meant to say is if you're not a GM, you should be.
I did. So there it is, guys. A little look at the mesh editor. That is what was used to build the buildings inside of 31350. But again, I actually will release that to the GMs to use before 31350 is ready. As soon as the mesh editor is ready to use, I'll release it for everybody to start making events with. There are some other use cases for this though that I would like to talk about, because I think that this is really going to change the server quite a lot. For example, if your current bunks need a map update to change them, but with this, really, we could just make your bunks an empty room with no draw textures and allow you to build a bunks in this and then update them whenever you want, and have it be updated weekly or whatever, and other things like that. I mean, this is all still in development, so like this, it doesn't technically exist right now, but what will be possible when I add it in fully is like building a room and then saving it permanently onto the map so that every time the server spawns, it will spawn with it. So you could design a bunks with this. You could design anything you want. Like we could move on from bunks to other things as well. This isn't replacing mappers, by the way. I hope the mappers will start using this. But that being said, because it's in game, this does open up this sort of stuff to well, a lot more people. Not everybody, but if you're interested in joining the GM team, it'll certainly open it up to you. You'll be able to use this if you join the GM team and staff team. So I hope that this really does add a lot of new cool stuff to the server, and I've spent a lot of time getting the actual 31350 ready for this presentation, but after this, I'm just going to be spending all my time trying to get the mesh editor in a state where we can release it as soon as possible. So hope you enjoyed that. Again, I will be releasing the video that we just watched on the YouTube channel publicly in the near future. So you can go back through it and watch it again. And also, I probably will, once the tool is actually out, make a few tutorial-like videos for people to kind of learn how to use it. But that will be when it's ready for release. So,
Move on.
yep. Hello,
Let's
everyone.
move
On.
There we are.
Oh, that's me.
It's you again.
So, another thing we saw in the 31350 video, a huge thing. Oh, actually, technically, you didn't see this, but this is a big part of 31350. You saw the new inventory and the looting and stuff, and anyone who says Arc Raiders will be banned. But this is going to be the crafting system. So, as we had with the chemicals, they made a big change to the game, and they really changed, they made a big change to the player economy and the items people value and the stuff you can make. The crafting system is going to be the main gameplay incentive for playing inside 31350 to find things. And there won't only be looting inside 31350, by the way. Like, we probably will try to add lootable things around the normal map, but it's mostly going to be there. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity for new items and new weapons and all sorts of stuff like that. So if we could go to the next slide. So this is what we have with CNN. Firstly, it's all configurable. The whole thing, you can configure items, crafting recipes, loot containers, loot tables, everything can be done in game. So, making updates to all of this doesn't require technically developers to actually manually come in and do it. We're going to have a bunch of different types of stations that you can use. A few of them listed here. You got the assembly station, weapon bench, upgrade station. So some of the things that we want to do is assembling items, obviously. That's just crafting. Disassembling / recycling to get back some of the raw materials that was used to make the thing. Weapon benches to create weapons. Upgrade stations as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, so you'll have to just keep an eye out on our Discord channels. But we do want to allow sort of upgrading weapons in a way, or applying modifiers to them. Again, though, I am really conscious of like the current norms in the gameplay loops, and I don't want to like change stuff up too much. So we'll try our best to keep everything balanced at the same time as adding all this stuff. So that's crafting. It's the main incentive for collecting the items, and like chemicals sort of allow you to craft in their own way. This will allow you to craft all sorts of new things.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So now we have the system, which is me taking over again, which is CNET. Every single one of you, I've probably heard you all scream for a new version of SIPNet. I think this will be the future successor for SIPNet. Now, I'm sorry, like Vents, you just had your video with Vents speaking. I'm going to shut up as live Yeki, and you're going to get to enjoy pre-recorded Yeki. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the segment about CNET, the system that aims to replace SIPNet, because it's so much more better, more fluid, and a lot friendlier to use. So, as you can see here, you have a nice little office setup within Site-9. Little teaser about the outside. What you can see here, I've got my glamorous assistant. I'm standing in front of a lovely camera. That'll be useful later. I have my desk, my computer, my keycard scanner, and my LG monitor. Potentially may change in the future. Let's start by powering on the computer. See here, the BIOS is booting. And we have a lovely login screen. Press E, you will get access to this, and if you have a login, your login will appear there for you. If you don't have an account, you would press register, and it would set one up. Oh, that is a bug. So it will come out and go back in. They already have an account. However, if I press login, you will see I am now logged into the desktop. This is my account. No one else can use it. It is purely safe to us. It was toying with the idea of allowing other people to use computers, but it got too messy. So it's just simpler to allow your account to only be used by you. If you're logged into a computer, no one else can use it. See here that I'm logged in, Yeki, and my Foundation personal identification number for Site-9, and then that's my employee number there. As here you see a nice little background for the Secure, Contain, Protect SCP Foundation. The time, which is in real time, so that is your actual time, in case you're ever wondering how long you've spent on the server. And you have down here our start bar. Our start bar has a numerous set of applications. You have camera, file explorer, image viewer, keycard printing, notepad, and personnel records. You also have logout if you're finished, and power when you want to turn off the computer. So we'll first explore the camera. You can see there, my glamorous assistant is stood there when we open the camera. And you can see that he is just waiting for his camera to be taken. You have numerous options, so you can zoom in if we want to zoom into his face, or really want to zoom into his tie. You can zoom out if we need to get a better picture of him. You have a photo timer, which would allow you, if you were taking your own photo, to set a timer and run all the way back so you can get into the frame before your photo is taken. Once you're ready to take your photo, you'll see the button here, the little camera icon. This little icon will allow you to take the photo. As such, I press there, and the photo is loading. Now you can see here, I have a lovely cheeky chappy who is here. Save. It is now saved to my desktop. And that is the basics of the camera application. I would hope camera apps are very simple. If you're struggling with camera apps, God help you, you probably don't need to be in the Foundation. If we open up the menu, you'll have File Explorer, not the Fire Explorer, which has access to our apps, a desktop, operating system, pictures, some little files that I just saved that have nothing in them. And that is basically all. So you can open up the apps, for example, to see all your applications here. .app, camera.app, and it just tells you basically what's on the computer. This will be expanded upon in the future. But if you click, for example, the camera.app, it will open the camera app. Moving on, the image viewer. So I open up the image viewer. See here, it's a blank square. However, I want to view my picture of my cheeky chappy. So let's open up his photo, and here we are. You've got the cheeky chappy, and we can put him up full screen. What a lovely fellow. That is the basics of an image viewer. Shouldn't be that hard to grasp. Very basic, very quick. You have keycard printing, notepad, and personnel record. So I'm just going to skip ahead from keycard printing and go into the notepad. This is what I mentioned earlier. This will be expanded upon, highly likely. The notepad's version is for quick notes, or things you want to jot down that don't need official formatting. So, tell my intern that I like my coffee with 2 sugars. And there we are. You write down a basic note, or if a basic premise, ask ethics to auth my test, please. That is the very basics of it. You can save it, and that will go into your file system, and you've got a note. We open up here again, and we'll go to keycard printing, and we will talk about these. So the keycard printing is a very basic system that the use is for guests. These are, say, if there's an event character coming in, or if you need to, let's say, for whatever reason, a friendly GOI into the site, they need identification to know that they are allowed to be on site. However, you don't want to be giving them clearance level 1 or 2 or 3 access, because that gives them access to SCPs. This acts as a clearance 0 keycard, allowing them to open basic doors. With this in mind, I'm marked as AFK. Use my brush. With this in mind, we can now issue a guest card, and we will take a photo of our cheeky chappy, who is now clearance 0. He is our guest. We'll take the photo, save, and that's what we'll present on the card when it's done. And we will call him Alan. just Alan. If you print the keycard, you'll see it's printing. And when I come off the computer, the guest keycard is here. Now, if he was a real person, he would collect the keycard. But for argument's sake, I will collect the keycard. Bear with me. Okay, I've redone it. I had to quickly fix a issue there. I couldn't pick up the keycard, so the keycard is now picked up. And as you can see, the keycard was issued by me at 18:03 PM. And you can see my employee number, mark that I'm the one that issued it in case I change my name. Should Alan leave site and we don't want him back in because Alan has gone away, we can deactivate his keycard and say, no, Alan, can't come back. You've used your time. Go away. Now we've got the big meat of the issue, which, let's say the Foundation, it's going to be a really bustling atmosphere. There's going to be many people, and you need to keep track of who has what access. So once we go back into our computer, see the Personnel Records tab. With this, we can view a few things. Personnel, which is their name, their ID, and their status. This will also include people who are offline, which will be denoted as on-site or off-site for RP reasonings. So let's say for argument's sake, view on-site, we can see everybody who is on-site right now. See me, my employee number, and I'm on-site. See 4 bots that are on-site, their employee numbers, they all have the same one, but they're all on-site. From there, if I needed to search specifically for myself, I can put my name in the term, and I can see specifically who I am. I also have access to my profile, or I can find it through here if I was a normal manager. For instance, I'm a manager, and I want to view my own profile. You will see here I have a very basic thing, my assignment, my employee ID, department, that'll be added at a later date. Assignment, Site-9, everyone will have a Site-9 assignment, because you are in Site-9. Then you have your security access levels, clearance level, and your name. Go to Manage User, you can see a few options. You've got Update Photograph, Print Keycard, Disable Keycard, Update your Clearance, and then you have these clearance groups, which are not yet fully incorporated. With that in mind, so if I wanted to update my photograph, that would disable my keycard temporarily until I collect my keycard. Obviously, to update the photograph, you would need them there for it, so that's kind of an irrelevant point. Let's say I want to update my photograph. I know it's the guy currently, but we will do it for argument's sake. Obviously, I've pre-recorded this a few times, and this is now the official record. As you can see, Cheeky Chappy is sat there, ready for his photo to be taken. I'll take his photo, put a loading, and save. Now it instructs the user to collect their keycard to update the photo. Now to do this, we will also need to go to Manage User and then Print Keycard. We need to tell the keycard that it needs to print and that it's pending approval. So if this wasn't me, you would ask that person to come and approve themselves on the keycard printer to collect their keycard to prevent abuse. Obviously it's my own keycard, so I press E. Oh, that's not E, that was R. It's E to print keycard. And you can see here, my keycard has printed. I now collect that. And my keycard, and you'll see I now have a new photo. You also, if I go back now to the personnel menu and view my profile, you'll see that the warning marker is no longer there. If I need to update my clearance level, let's say I've promoted myself from executive researcher to director of research, I could go from clearance 3, for example, clearance 4. Obviously, you can't promote yourself, just as a warning. This was just an argument's sake. I would have to use a manager, so let's say the O5 Council would have to promote me to director of research, so they would be the ones to promote me from 3 to 4. That's for argument's sake. The O5 Council won't be a thing. I'm not going to do that because that will lock me out of this menu. And you also have the option to disable a keycard. Let's say ISD are having a hard time catching a tech expert that's being a bit of a nuisance. and he keeps abusing his engineering clearance to hide in sectors that other people can't access. If we go ahead and disable his clearance, he will have no way to exit or enter these doors, and as such must beg for security to come and save him. The security will have to then come and escort him all the way back to get his keycard. And once he is ready, so if we go back now and then view my profile, you'll see my keycard is disabled. Now, once he's back here and he's been given his keycard again, we can go to print keycard and it tells you that they will get their keycard back and the clearance. And you print keycard. From here, if I press E, I will then get my keycard back and I will be able to access doors again. This is a way that you can deal with troublemakers or people that are being demoted and that are avoiding being seen by their superiors. This gives management a level of extra roleplay and ability to deal with those who are being extremely nuisance. Extremely nuisance, that's not the right word, but being a pain in the arse. So this is generally the basics of CNET at this time. Eventually CNET will expand with more applications, new things. We aim to make it a fully fleshed out system with more things to do, with additions for every department to utilize this system, ranging from engineering to research to security to ISD. That we aim to have a whole host of applications here for you guys to use in roleplay. With that in mind, thank you all for watching, and I'm going to hand back over to whoever's speaking next, either Yeki or Vens. So, see you shortly. Hello, buddy. Well, so, what do you all think of CNET, gentlemen, ladies, and people in between? What do you reckon? You looking forward to CNET?
I'm sure everyone is sick and tired of V computers at this point.
It's into roll.
I will say that was a preview of CNET that's originally designed for Site-9, but there is definitely a non-zero chance that we will think about adding something like this to Site-65 as well when we can.
So with that,
So,
okay.
yeah, so we've been through a lot today. We've been through Site-9 progress, 31350. All the tools used for it. We got the mesh editor, 3D sounds, which by the way, aren't just for the mesh editor. The 3D sounds are also going to be coming to the actual normal map in a future map update. So we'll talk more about that when that's ready. We're still getting that prepared. Judge is working on it as we speak at this very minute, probably. We've got crafting, new inventory. But before we move on to the Q&A, I want to show a little bit of an update on where the Site-9 map is. I said earlier in this meeting that the Site-9 map is probably about 70% done. So it's far from finished, but there are a lot of places which are basically completely finished. And we've prepared a little video of some places that you may have seen before, but with some new angles, but also some places that have never been seen before. So what we're going to do here again, we're going to use YouTube to premiere the video. So just give me a second. And if anyone wasn't there for the last premiere, we'll send the link in the Fireside Chat information channel, which is on the left, just above the channel we're in now. We're going to link it. It's private right now. So if you click on it, it should say the video is unavailable. But if you just give me a second, and I'm going to premiere it to play in a minute.
And with that, I will open it as well.
Okay, so you should be able to see the video scheduled to play in just a minute. So here we are. Again, I would just like to say the map is not completely finished and there are a lot of places we can't show, and there's a lot of places we'll be showing as well in the future in the developer update channels and the teaser channels. But this should be a really cool look at some never before seen parts of the Site-9 map. and hopefully get everyone a bit excited for the server. I think Yeki, you could probably screen share it. If you're watching it on YouTube, I would recommend to watch it on YouTube. Just mute Yeki's stream while it's playing, or if you want, you can watch it on Yeki's stream. It's up to you.
I can't get rid of chat. Yes, like and subscribe.
Oh, guys, I completely forgot. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, and press that bell icon. Yep. Yeah, guys, I'm not seeing plus 200 subscribers, so I'm a bit disappointed in 3/4 of everyone here.
I sadly don't know what the sidebar is though. And there we go. With a couple of
So there
performances.
was a quick preview of the map. We will be releasing a higher quality version of that video on the same channel later. So if you want to see the full proper video that wasn't premiered like this, just check the channel tomorrow and it should be up. But that was showing off some really cool parts of the map that, I mean, we've shown some teasers of it before, but we've got the Wanderers library at the beginning that was made by Freeze. So a special thanks to him. We've got a lot of other areas. The new LCZ section Hypnos has been working on. We've got Sublevel 1 and other areas which we didn't show in there, but they've all been worked on by Judge. There was a certain section of a bit that was worked on also by Harry, but we haven't showed too much of that yet. So there's still more to see on that map. And also a special thanks to Sands, who is working on the surface for the map right now, but we didn't have anything to show for that yet. So we'll be posting some sneak peeks of that in the future. But yeah, thanks very much to the entire mapping team for working on this map. It would not be happening if it wasn't for them right now.
I believe this then moves now onto my little shill. but looking for developers. You've seen about Site-9, and now we are looking for anyone in the community that we know who may be talented, especially in the programming department and the modeling department. So if you have the skills, feel free to apply. Pop it in on the forums, and we'll be eager to see your application. We're always looking for developers, and no matter what skill section, we even look for more level designers. We've got quite a few. If you have level design experience, don't feel put away. Feel free to stick your application in as well. And now, to segue into the next part, which is going to require a lot of management. And what we'll do is we will run some question and answers for about 10-15 minutes. So, with that,
Do we have any topics for this so we can fire off questions about a specific thing instead of just random questions?
no.
Or should we just ask? Should we just accept anything?
Just accept anything. With that, we're only going to be accepting people who we trust aren't going to say anything stupid. We will be checking to make sure you're not a weirdo.
Guys,
so
you need at least 15 minutes in this Discord to be eligible. Oh, that's a lot of people.
There is a lot of people. I had a feeling everyone else would.
All
stick their
right.
hands up in. Oh God, it's still going.
You'll have to bear with us for a minute to actually figure out who's coming up. While we're doing that, though, I'd just like to thank everyone for turning up and watching. I hope everyone's been really happy about what we've shown today. Some things are coming sooner than others. Some things are coming right away after this meeting. Don't forget, we've got the GOC suits coming basically as soon as we end this, and the new vehicles tomorrow. I hope everyone's enjoyed this.
Okay. Sorry, checking. So, one is I want to see who I think is fit to come up first. After we're combing through other names. Not Kayla, you can come up. Hi, Kayla.
Kayla has a question.
Hello?
What's your
Hello?
question?
Hi, Kayla.
I was researching this SCP called Talking Ban, and I'd love to see him on the server.
Someone keep
really.
this guy. Someone keep this guy.
That's it. I couldn't find the button in time.
By the way, just quickly, so I saw someone say, yeah, the new vehicles are tomorrow after restart, and the suits are literally as soon as this finishes, we're going to literally flip a switch and turn them on. So
Yes. Auburn, I'm going to give you the choice of who to choose next. While you're sitting around looking.
God. I'm looking through. You know what? I think a good one to get us started would be Adam Sauer.
Feel free to give him the mic. Who is it?
Yeah.
I put so many people I can't tell who's.
Just as a good one to get started with.
Hello. Oh, my mic
Hello.
was- Okay. First, I'll apologize for the French accent, and I'm gonna get a bunch of comments in the chat.
Oh, he's French. I regret
Yeah.
my decision.
But I come here with an important question. Like a lot of this is really cool, especially the mesh editor. I'm really hyped for that. But one thing I want to know is, will there be any pack update in the future? Because I'm kind of being held back by the I think 2018 version by now. So please, can we get
is
can we
pack
get a
out of
pack
date?
3 update? The pack one we have is so old, like I'm not even joking. The amount of bugs I found every day, like by accident, is insane.
Ethan, are you here, Ethan? Would you like to speak up in chat, Ethan? I'm pretty sure Ethan's looking to do that, if I'm right, aren't you, Ethan?
Ethan is here in the meeting. Let me find him and invite him up.
He's in the thing.
Yes, hello.
Oh, he's in there. Nice.
I do plan to look at updating PEC in the somewhat near future, and also do some performance optimizations while I'm at it. So that is something I'm looking into. Steam happy. Yep.
You are my savior. Thank you for that. I'm happy now.
Of course.
We will make sure that gets happened. I'm honestly surprised that pack is already out of date because I thought we updated it like not long ago. But yeah, we'll get that done. Hopefully some performance updates too, because oh my god, it lags.
Yeah. But yeah,
Is
that's
that a-
about it. Thank you
okay.
for bringing me up.
You're welcome. Feel free to jump off the stage.
Yeah.
Let's have a see who next. Do we bring up the man who has won Cinema Tennis with the best and the worst suggestions? You know, Zen, I'll give you the thing. You can come ask your question. I know you like your questions.
There we go. That's how we disable that. Yeah. So I feel like some people might know what I'm going to ask.
Oh god.
How expensive is engineering going to be on site now?
Not.
Oh.
Okay, actually, Site-9, I don't know.
Yeah, Site-9.
Was that how expansive is engineering going to be on Site-9?
This is his
Potentially, yeah.
hyperfixation.
Well, engineering specifically, I can't really say too much about right now, but engineering on Site-9 involves a lot of other things as well, like also logistics and the stuff involved in the new supplies system and things like that. And also with the sort of containment chamber maintenance stuff that we'll have. Not without saying too much, I would say, on Site-65 we have the SCP containment chamber blockers that just don't let you leave the chamber if you're not breached, for example.
Yeah.
Just as a sort of hint to the kind of direction we're going in, like that won't even be a thing on Site-9. So the things stopping an SCP from leaving the chamber is all about like how you're actually maintaining the chamber containment airlock or whatever, and also the maintenance of that. So, I mean, I'm not sure if we'll have a Site-65 containment maintenance thing before Site-9, but we're definitely wanting to add a containment maintenance aspect to it, which would involve like keeping, repairing things in chambers and keeping them up to scratch, or else it would potentially cause a breach just from not performing those duties well enough.
That sounds a lot better than it is on Site-65. The other thing was also just engineering. When it comes to it, it sounds like there's a lot more functionality to it. But when it comes to, well, I suppose sort of a broader question is departments in general, like, are they going to be similar to how they are on 65, where it's just like you've got a director, you've got this level, you've got this? Is it going to be much different? Is there going to be different departments that we haven't seen?
I can't speak to the way that they're structured in RP and the way that the people who are running it want to structure their own like departments is always going to be sort of like up to them. But the one thing I will say, that I mean, I think technically this is already on Site-65, but I don't think anyone's seen it or used it, and I also don't want anyone to. So if anyone's getting ideas here, do not do it. You're not allowed to. But on Site-9, on Site-65 right now, we have the ranks, which are like faction wide. But the new way that we would do things is kind of like, I can't remember the wording, but it's sort of like regiments within departments, and each department has their own set of ranks. So immediately you can make your own set of ranks depending on what department you're in, and then you can become like a subset of that department within it. So
Regiment
there's
ranks,
definitely
yeah.
going to, yeah. Do you remember the terminology? Because I honestly can't.
Yeah, like there's department and then regiment ranks. You can add. There's like a whole section for
Yeah.
adding departments. Oh shit! I just added one by accident. Oh,
So
fuck.
for example, if you was part of the security, is department the overarching thing?
Departments. So there's departments and regiments. Regiments are what we use. That's the old MRP stuff. And then there's departments, which is the new thing, which is on Site-9 that isn't in
Those are
use right
sub
now.
parts of it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
so you'd be part of the
departments, and then there's like
security.
department regiment ranks. And
Yeah,
department
so you'd
ranks
be
and stuff.
part of like the security division or whatever, or the security department, my bad. And then within the security department, you might have some subgroups like D block security or general security or Riot, specialized people, sort of like that. So instead of it being like one group of security, like it is on Site-65, you have subgroups. But that's all I can really speak to for that right now.
Sounds cool. I suppose final question, because I want to let other people get a chance, is just
This is your final question. We can't just let
Yeah.
you keep asking
Yep.
questions.
This
Okay,
Be
from
quick
in
on
the
this
future,
one.
only 2 questions per person max. In future, we'll let the third question go ahead.
Yeah, be quick, be quick.
question that everybody's going to want asked, which is, it's been asked every year. Do we think Site-9 could be this year?
Oh god.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. If I had to put my money on GTA 6 versus Site-9, I honestly don't know. I ain't gonna give any advice on this one. You
Someone
make
should
your
make
own
a someone should make a
bets.
poly market bet. Someone should make a poly market bet on that one. Is
Yeah,
GTA
if we make a
6
poly
is
market
Site-9
bet.
coming out before GTA 6?
Look, guys, I know that
Or
I know
Polygon,
Site-9
sorry.
is taking a long time, but like we showed today, there's tons of stuff that we are making for Site-9, which we're also now making for Site-65. So I know it's frustrating that Site-9 is taking so long, but I hope everyone appreciates that we're going to be adding all this cool stuff to Site-65 as well before that. So that's the best we can do.
Nice.
Yep, shall we move back down to the audience? Thank you for your questions.
Also, hopefully GTA 6 gets delayed, so then we win.
Don't you dare hope for a GTA 6 delay. Holy shit.
I hope it gets constant delays.
Oh my god. Can we invite Judge up to the stage? I want to hear him speak.
He won't speak. That's why I've ignored him.
I'm just gonna invite him up and he's gonna say nothing.
No, come on, who's next?
Fine now. I don't recognize half the names, so I'm trying to like notice who's who.
I want to pick someone from USA because we've not had anyone from USA yet. Is this person from USA? They're from UK.
I'll give this person a chance, then I'll just give Maz a chance to speak. I think I've heard of Maz before.
My question was, I don't know if it's been answered. How many SCPs are there going to be? Do you guys have an estimate on how many you guys want to add?
On Site-9?
Yes.
I can't say. I don't know how many. There will be. All I'll say is there'll be a mix of some SCPs that are on Site-65 will also be on Site-9, but I would say maybe like half and half. So like half of them will already be SCPs we have, and then the other half will be new ones. And I'll try my best not to overscope them so that we actually get it done. But yeah, it should be about like half stuff we already have, half new things. But I don't know the exact number.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's all I had to ask, really.
Yeah, moving back down then. If you see anyone Auburn, just give them a pull up as well.
Then invite Department Director Hampton Sandwich up.
Hello.
Hello,
All right,
hello.
so my first question is about the mesh editor. That being, will it be locked to specific GM ranks such as SGM or HGM, or what?
My current actual plan for this is to add it for all GMs until someone ruins it for everyone and crashes the server with it, and then we will restrict it to higher ranks. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's my plan.
All right, wonderful.
Like, I'm gonna illustrate
We
to
will
people.
trust you. And
Yeah,
then we won't trust you anymore.
I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna make some basic videos and stuff on how to use it, what not to do, because I can't. You know, I can limit stuff in it, but it will also limit things that would work rather than things that wouldn't. But I'm gonna tell people, like, guys, if you do this, it's gonna crash server, and if you do, we're gonna restrict it. So all I'll say is wait. Hopefully, no one, but wait until the guy who wants to ruin it comes along and crashes the server with a ridiculous thing, and then I'm gonna have to limit it. But at the beginning, like every GM should be able to use it as freely as you want.
Yeah. Also, like when it releases, there's probably going to be a bunch of bugs, so we'll need as many people using it.
This also
yeah.
kind of ties to it. Will we be able to save stuff with it so that we're able to like paste it down?
No, I mean, yeah, you'll be able to save files of all your meshes that you make.
Yeah, you can save your levels, you can load them and you can spawn them and you can save like a specific location for them to spawn on a certain map. So like if you made a bunks thing that was supposed to spawn like very precisely in somebody's bunks, you would save the spawn position on this map to be like in a particular position, and then every time you spawn,
So
it'll be there.
okay. So what you're saying, for example, is you could build, say, a mesh which splits the E11 bunks and heavy containment zone into like a main bunks and then like an actual dedicated office. And then
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would just
ideally
be
we'd
there.
actually just remove the map room and have it so
Yeah,
that the entire room is just made out of
that'd
the
be cool.
That's
yeah.
cool.
But another thing
Alright.
is that it's not done yet, but I was also
Mhm.
wanting to try to make it so that you can like spawn a mesh editor scene in somewhere and then perma save it so that it just spawns every time the server loads in. But
That would
that
be
does
nice.
depend on whether like people overuse it or not, or whether
Yeah.
it's just gonna be too laggy. But
Yeah.
you'll definitely be able to save them and all that.
Yippee.
All right. Second question. I know a lot of people probably have this question, but how will the like will anything transfer over to Site-9, such as like ranks, wards, stuff like
No.
that?
No. So like
No.
the basic stuff will transfer, like achievements, because those are global. At least like your list of achievements will. Some will have their own achievements. Your inventories won't. Your ranks won't. Your staff ranks or VIP ranks won't. It's a completely separate environment.
Okay.
It's a new server.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I imagine we would have like staff transfer requests at the time of launching.
Yeah,
But
of course, of course. I mean, we'll have to fill
that's
out the
about it.
staff rank somehow.
With that, thank you for your questions. Hampton, I will move you down.
No problem.
Who next?
Broder?
Bottoms. Yeah, can do. I'm trying to find the list.
There's been
My
waiting
eyes
on.
are gone.
Oh, hello.
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 I have one question. Will the chem system from Site 65 be the same on Site 9?
I'm like 99% sure that it won't. I think we're gonna probably make a completely new set of chemicals for it.
Yeah, I will push to make sure that like there are no
Or do you mean
combative
the
effects.
do you mean the list, the configured chemicals, or the system itself?
More so like combat chems, NHU, like running through
Uh,
CL5 doors, etc.
yeah,
I
we'll
mean, like,
definitely have a new set of configured chemicals because the stuff on Site 65 wouldn't work with the balance of it.
ideally, we could just turn chems into like a pseudo GM objective system where you can make them do very specific things. Like that'd be cool.
Whatever happens, like and it also will be like another when we first added chemicals, everyone had to discover the recipes. It'll be another go with that. So it'll
Yeah.
be a new load of recipes we don't release, and also they won't be the same. And we'll also try to make it so there aren't too many combative chemicals. You know,
And ideally, we have none, but like people are going to find ways to do
we'll have to
things,
have some that
so.
give you an actual like sort of boon in the gameplay of some sort, but just not as much.
Yeah,
More
like
more
potent.
RP
No
oriented kind of
potent.
config. Yeah.
Oh, that was all from me. Thank you.
A couple more. Okay. I know someone who keeps pinging me. I'll give him a chance. Come on, Alex. I'll give you an actual chance.
Yeah.
All right.
I was actually going to suggest him.
Cheers, fellas. Anyway, so currently, I believe a couple of people have the questions regarding O5 and ethics. How is that going to work? How is the administration going to work for Site-9?
Offense, do you want to answer that one? Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, so actually, I think shortly after this, maybe in the next few days, there's a couple of map teasers that we want to post that Judge has been working on. That will just show a couple of its areas. But we have on Site-9, you don't have the O5 council, you have sort of representatives that represent them. That's on. I'm not getting off topic from your
So
question,
sort
right?
of
That's
like working like ethics assistants, O5 assistants, and so on.
Yeah, so you have basically what we call the regional directorate, which is the O5's regional directorate team that would oversee the region that the site is in. So it's not literally the O5 council, but it's their team that represents the region the site is in.
It's
And they
a
would
higher
have people.
authority.
Yeah, they would
So-
have people on site who essentially work for O5.
So raise more or less.
Sort of. But
Okay.
when it comes to O5 itself, that would be like an event. So like we would like to have O5 members themselves visiting the site, but that would be more of like somebody with an actual event character who has an O5 event character who visits the site for an event rather than being on site all the time.
Would
that
that
kind of-
only entail GMs or no?
It really depends. I can't answer that. It depends how the team I mean, the GM team would be the people running this, an event team, but depends how they wanna do it.
The goal is to not have a player hold a permanent position as an O5.
Right.
That's the thing we're avoiding.
But so you're saying that they might have a temporary position of O5.
They might be given a temporary position as like a provisional thing, or as part of an
You
event
could-
chain, or as
yeah.
part of some RP. But like that's subject to whoever's leading the server or whatever RP is ongoing at the time, and whether it makes sense. Because it
It'd
is
be
a series
temporary
RP stuff at the end of the day.
event-based. Yeah, temporary event-based stuff. You wouldn't log on to your main character and have them be an O5 member. They would be at most like a regional director member.
So moving forward, what's called you've stated departments such as the security. Is there any other departments that you would make public and that will possibly be added? Such as you've stated as well, the ISD would also be added.
I mean, that you're misunderstanding. I said that the security department is all security, and then inside the security department you have divisions or whatever you want to call them, name pending, which would specialize in different things. So the general security, like on Site-65 right now, would actually be a subsection of the security department. Probably the ones who dealt with like D block specific stuff. They might be the D block security team, or the people who specialize in D class. Then you have the general security who'd be all around the site. You might have a team that specializes in riot controls, team that specializes in breaches. But they would all be their own thing in their own way, like how an MTF is their own thing on Site-65. They would just all be under the security department. But I can't say anything more specific than that because it's not all planned out to that level.
Of course. I've got one directed
That's your last
towards...
question, man.
No,
You've had two.
one
You've
directed
had
towards
two.
Yeki. When is Star Wars RP coming out?
Let's give one more.
Tomorrow. Star Wars RP is releasing tomorrow.
Who do we think?
I have seen a lot. I'm going to invite Investigator Geordie. I've seen him talk a lot. Send an invite out, Geordie. No? Okay. Not responding. Let's take is this no, it's UK. I wanna take a US. Let me find one. This person is USA. It's Kaiser. Kaiser. Oh, you're senior admin. Let's bring you up.
Hello. So I do have a couple questions. My main one is in terms of medical, will that be having a big overhaul in Site-9?
There's not really much we can say in how medical will work. There is one thing I do want to say in terms of medical is that I do believe it needs to be built from the ground up, and it needs to be built with purpose in mind. However, I can't say how it's going to look because you kind of have to build RP with how it works, with actual intuitiveness, so it's not AIDS, but also give them a learning curve. So it's how do you build that system out? I'm pulling a lot of references from elsewhere.
Okay, yeah, I know I've talked to you a lot about that. I was just, wanted to see how that was going. My other question, a little more minor, and I'm not expecting too much from it. I know you guys were talking about departments and whatnot. So I know obviously they'll have their own sub departments that'll be the actual meat of the departments, but for the overall department, will like for example, security have its own like leader, or will just site admin oversee all of security?
That's probably going to be more of a to be confirmed once we've got the structures in place. We're just building the subsets of the foundations first, and then we'll build upon the foundations. It's going to be hard to say on who's going to be in charge of what, and peering into what department, and who will be the head, how will the head work, and how will that work with the rest of the hierarchy. So we'll have to draw on at a later date. We've got a basic idea, but can't really say for certain.
Gotcha. Alrighty, that's all I got. Just some simple stuff.
Thank you.
I have another one queued up from Ethan as a recommendation, so I'm going to bring up ethics member Vati Perez. I hope I've said that right.
Yeah, that was close enough.
Close enough.
So first question: whenever Site-9 first releases, as far as I know, site admin is going to be around the highest rank there. Is that just going to be filled with staff when it first starts, or is there a way of picking people for it?
That'll all depend, really. Like, as it goes, some people might be players, depending on who we ask to transfer. Some will be staff. Some may be GMs. It realistically all depends on, like, how we believe they'll fit into the role. Will they stay long term? Because you will need long term candidacy at the start.
Yeah. When we first open it, we'll do a stage of sort of finding people to run the RP leadership positions. So, if you're a staff member, I mean, on Site 65, if you're a staff member, you have to actually transfer, but those positions would actually be open to anybody. I imagine we would do some sort of way that you would be very aware of in a channel in this Discord of sort of getting people into those positions, because before the server releases, we would need people in the leadership positions for every single thing. So you don't need to be a staff to become that.
Also, just as a
Okay.
warning, in the early months of Site-9, there will be so much staff and NL intervention in basically everything that's going on. There will be a lot of handholding, there will be a lot of management, because it is difficult to get a serious RP server off the ground from nothing and in like the direction that you need it to go and following the vision that you have for it. That is so difficult, especially when you're pulling players over from 65, which is we aim for serious, but most of the players consider it semi-serious. So there's going to be a lot of work put into it to make sure that it is following the vision that we have for it.
Okay. My second question is: you said you're going for a much less combative gameplay loop, from what I picked up at least. Do you have something planned for GUIs to do something on Site-9 that isn't raiding, and that's a little more interactive?
Oh yeah, that system isn't actually done yet, but the idea that we have to make something like that is a sort of well, I know you said not raiding, but like my word for the system is the raid system, but it doesn't mean coming in and being and fighting. What it would mean is that you would have a character on one of the teams for a GOI that isn't permanently on the map. So like for example, GOC wouldn't have a permanent base on the map or whatever, but you could have a character that you can flag onto while a GOC raid is happening, and the objective of the GOC raid might vary. Some of them might be combative, and others might be more stealthy or espionage style stuff. And ways to stealth around, I hope that we'll make pretty extensive, so that you can, get around the facility undercover and do objectives without it just being an all-out fight. But the current plan is for it to be basically event-based, where sometimes one of these raids happens with a certain objective, and then that GOI will come in and do something. Because it has to be also different than Site 65 right now, where there's just constantly breaches and stuff. There has to be like longer periods of time where that isn't happening.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all from me. Thank you.
What we'll do is
Just
we'll take
for the future, we'll take one question from each
Yeah, yeah.
person. Yeah.
Well, I was only going to
okay.
do a couple more because we've gone over a lot of time. I've already got a person that I want to bring up because he's well known within the community. So, come on up, Mr. Old Man.
Ooh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, okay, I'm here. Okay. One question, yes?
Yes.
Okay, might be stupid question, might be a little bit
No stupid
okay.
questions. No stupid
God damn it.
questions.
Okay. Parawatch. What is going on with that?
A 65 or 9?
In what kind of area?
Site 65 and Site-9, both, to be honest.
I mean, Parrot on Site 65 at least is just kind of stable. They go in, they like freak out, they like take pictures, and then they get like caught and then cuffed. That's kind of how Parawatch goes on 65. On Site-9, I'm not sure. Vince, do you have anything to add on that?
It'd be
Is
really
this
impossible for
the?
me to get on.
Is this like the Alex Jones guys?
Yes.
Kinda.
Um.
Yes, they paid
Well,
the first day.
I don't have any plans for them on Site 65. Site-9, we could probably have some group like that. I'm sure they'll also have more to do once we release through and 350.
I think
as well.
adding a civilian group would give like security a lot to do. As long as they're not like raiding, like they're just
Have we
going
had
in.
any suggestions to do with this? 'Cause
There was something I wanted to ask regarding the tablets, because I mean the tablets are kind of missed opportunity in Site 65. Like a way for maybe like I don't know, like the open comms to be in the tablets.
So that
Is that
have to be. I think that'd have to be a discussion at later. You'd have to put that probably
Yeah.
as a suggestion really on the
that
forums.
would be a suggestion.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
fun-
pretty
fun-
much just my question.
No worries. Thank you very much, John.
If we limit it to one per person, I think we could probably get through like 4 or 5 more just to let everyone get
Yeah,
their
well-
questions in.
A couple. I've seen. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else.
I have one, unless you have one that you would like to pick.
Feel free to pick someone.
Let me just check and make sure that they're not. Yeah, I want to bring up Niox. Would that be alright?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's bring Niox up. Let's bring our boy Niox up. Everyone wish Niox happy birthday. Everyone wish Niox
Oh
happy
my
birthday.
fuck, dude.
Happy birthday, dude.
I'm getting harassed. It's every fucking time, dude.
Let's go.
Yo,
Happy
oh, I'm so
birthday!
fucking many.
Woo! Okay. What's your question? What's your question?
Harassment, dude. Chill out, chat. Okay. My question was: recently we've had the CI base update and model rework alongside the neural controller. The GOC have had their new guns and are getting the suits today. I'm wondering if there's going to be any update on the same scale as that for specifically the Foundation, because these are quite major things that have affected CI and GOC, and I don't think Foundation has specifically gotten anything.
Oh, sorry, I think I missed a bit of that one. Sorry, would you be able to clarify that? I do apologize.
Yeah, so much. CI have gotten the base rework and the model update. GOC have gotten their suits and new guns. Are Foundation going to be getting an update on the same scale for specifically just them?
As in, like, what specifically models, map? Because these are all different things, and
I
they're
just
quite difficult.
imagine.
I mean, out of all the LBS stuff that's coming out, they have the biggest amount of stuff going to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't speak to a
dedicated-
specific update,
Yeah,
but I
don't
mean,
know.
there's a lot coming for everybody, really. I mean, if you want to think about like the stuff we talked about today, major updates through on 350 will mostly impact Foundation, although all obviously all the other GUIs will have their way to use it. But the updates that we're doing for those GUIs is because we haven't done updates for them in a while. So
yeah,
obviously we'll be doing Foundation updates in the future, but I can't really
I think
speak to
Kayla
any
has just sent me a
currently.
DM. He's actually just given me 2 that he's working on currently for Foundation, which he's given me a nudge for, which is anomalous personnel and investigation, which is one is ISD, and the other is
those are some good ones.
important personnel, which is what Kayla was working on.
Nice. All right. That's my question. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, cut off.
Let's see if more. You see anyone, Auburn?
Oh, sorry. That was the last one. Let me have a look.
Oh, I've seen one actually. I've grabbed one. Hello, the veteran.
Ooh.
So I'm very curious about the means of access for SCP-31350. What I mean by that is, like, the phrasing in its brief description we get on the video leads me to believe it's found specifically within one location. So, would it be like primarily a Foundation thing for specific jobs or that kind of thing?
So, 313 SCP-31350 itself actually refers to the device or like the gateway portal thing that will send you into the place itself. So that designation is the Anderson robotics device that was originally recovered by the MTF teams to Foundation custody, and it's like basically a gateway you go through to enter it. And I mean, or for gameplay reasons, every GOI will have a way to access this. But 31350-1, which is like the dimension itself, where you end up in depends on like your configuration of entry. And the configuration of entry is supposed to be sort of like a risk-based thing. So I said before, like the world is technically infinite, but there is a 0-0 location in the center. And basically what will happen is the higher risk entry location will be nearer to the center, where you're more likely to run into other players and hostile teams. And the less dangerous entry points will be further out in places where you're like very unlikely to run into people. But also there might be like lower tier stuff spawning there. But the entry itself, everyone will have access to it. And I don't know exactly, I can't say exactly how it works, but there will obviously be limits. Like how often you can enter, how specifically you can pick where you want to be, like what you go in with and what you come back with. Like there'll all be limits on it. But the main goal, for the GOIs, we want them to be able to enter in their own squads, search for their own stuff, maybe have a fight, get out. For the Foundation, we want the same thing, but also we want them to send in researchers and D-class for more like research-focused expedition and stuff. So there should be a lot of options on how you actually get in, but the device itself is the SCP, and each team will basically have access to their own one.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yep. So thank you for your question. I'll move you back down. Yeah. Two more, I'd say. Because then it would have gone for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we can do just a couple more and then be done.
Yeah. Who do we think?
You want to pick one?
Jordy's back in the queue, so I can give Jordy a chance.
Yeah, I tried to pull him up before. Yeah, I tried to
Hello,
pull you up
I
before,
have-
but you disappeared.
I have one yes or no question and one bigger question. Can I do both, please?
Yes. Yes or no? Sure. Depends on what it is, but sure.
No, just pick your favorite question and
okay.
ask that one.
Okay. Is there a general development release time for Star Wars RP? AKA,
No.
will it be like starting development after Site-9? Is there current development for it? Just like that.
Site-9 is going to be the project for a long time after it releases. Like, it's not going to be like released in this garden. So I feel Vince can probably give some more.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, even once we release Site-9, like, then we have to maintain it, and then we have to fix things, and we have to make sure everything's fine. And even after then, you know, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a while after Site-9 is out. But I will try my best once Site-9 is done and everything to move on to it once we have sorted out all the issues that come with that. Because I know that some people are still looking forward to that. But I really, there's no specific estimate. I mean, I can't.
Okay.
There we are. So I'll move you back there now. Thank you for your question.
Okay.
That's
You know,
all.
we'll give Maxo the last one. Go on, Maxo.
Alright, yeah, he's been waiting since the
Thank you,
beginning.
thank you, thank you. Okay, my single question is, with the mesh editor, will GMs have the ability to upload custom assets? So, for example, I go in Sketchfab and find a nice little like segue. Can I upload that to the mesh editor? And in the same vein, can I do that with assets like posters, for example, for the walls?
Yeah, if you rewatch the video, I do quickly mention that in it, but the way it'll work is, when you have the mesh editor open, all the content, like the models and materials that you can use, will be from your own computer. So whatever, like, regardless of the stuff that gets installed when you join, whatever stuff you have on your own Garry's Mod installation, you'll be able to put down inside your scene, and then it basically saves. What it does is it takes all of the content that you've put into your scene, and it saves a .gma, which is like a Gmod add-on file, which is normally what you get on the workshop. But it will save one of them on your own computer with the save, and then when you spawn that in, that gets sent to everybody, and they mount it, and the server mounts it as well. So even if you used a prop that the server doesn't have and no one else has, as long as I can get this working, which I'm pretty sure I can, when you spawn it in, it should show up for everybody fine and like be physical. So basically, you should technically be able to use any content you want as long as your own game has it. So if you had a model off of,
Go ahead.
yeah, so if you had a Sketchfab model that you wanted to use, I mean, you would have to port that into Garry's Mod yourself. But once you've done that and you use it in the scene, it should be fine.
Right. Okay.
No,
Thank you
I'd
so
like
much.
to just remind, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
seen many times where GMs have made dumb shit things and got punished for it, and
This
then
is
got
gonna
their
be like-
tools restricted. I
This is gonna
swear
be how
to
they get
God,
restricted.
I swear to God, you better use common sense when you're importing things. I swear to God.
Yeah, if you upload some 10 gigabyte model and like some massive textures, it either won't allow it or it'll crash everyone and I'll be upset. So
okay,
you've got to be a
Yeah,
little bit.
there's probably going to be a file size limit.
We love you, Vance, and we love
Yeah.
you, Ethan, the entire dev team. Thank you so much.
Thank
Actually,
you.
no, we don't get enough love
We'll
for
try to
Ethan.
get out as soon as we
That
can.
GM objective update was crazy. We don't give Ethan enough love.
Yeah, we should give Ethan a quick shout out actually, because the GM objectives update was huge. It was basically it was basically as huge as the mesh editor will be, like on its own. Like it's a crazy good tool.
Was everyone
Give
was
everyone a
begging
W,
for.
Ethan.
Give Ethan your best regards. All right, thank you very much for your question, Maxo. With that would be the last question for coming up on stage. Myself, I will probably be around in mess hall after I've nipped to the bathroom afterwards. And I'll answer some questions in there. Events may stick around for a bit and answer some questions.
I do have one quick thing to mention before everyone goes. So we premiered those videos earlier on, and I was wondering why they came out in 1080p. They're now 2K, and it turns out we just had to wait for YouTube to turn it into 2K, even though it was already processed when we premiered it.
Yeah.
It decided to do it again. So if you want to watch the videos we showed again, go ahead and you'll be able to see them in better quality. So there it is.
I'm going to post the link actually, so I don't think I put the mesh editor video in there.
Yeah, and I'll make the mesh editor video public in a little bit, so just wait for that one. But yeah, the other two videos, the map update and the 3-on-3 preview, are both in 2K.
Oh, actually, I just saw, this is just one more thing. I just saw a really, really good question, Mess Hall. Dimensional cartographers, will they be getting any kind of inclusion or expansion with 31.350? Due to its like existence as like a.
I'm not gonna lie, they probably won't be able to use their abilities in there.
Oh.
So if you love reality bending, you should probably not go into 350 because partially due to balancing issues, but also due to the anomalous effects of the dimension, your abilities won't work. Mostly. Anyway, last question.
Yeah, just to send this off, thank you everyone for coming. We hope you've enjoyed yourself. It has been over a couple of hours. We have grossly underestimated how long this would actually take. I thought this would take about an hour. I was wrong sorely, but it's been a lot of fun. We hope you all have had fun and are excited for the things to come. I will post the forum stuff very shortly with the information in, so we can all have a review, or if you want to read back on things. But for everybody, thank you all for attending, and we will catch you with the next year's community awards. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.